Congratulations, you have made it to part 4, the last part of Alan's guide to becoming a competent and safe motorcyclist. This section covers what I believe is the most important factor. You know how to ride a bike, you know how to be a good defensive driver, but it all goes out the window in a heartbeat if you have the wrong attitude. Attitude is many things. It is what causes you to read books and magazines, take classes, and practice. I know you guys have good attitudes because you made it this far in the video. You're trying to be better riders. This is good. Keep it up. But the thing we need most is to have this good attitude with us when we're on the bike, preferably all of the time. We need to keep our heads in the right place, our mind focused on what we're doing. What I'm going to present here is an attitude or a mindset that might help you do that. Once upon a time long ago, I got a speeding ticket, went to a safety class to get it off my record. The instructor, a highway patrol officer, began the class by saying that every one of us had a problem with attitude. At first, I thought that no single word could cover all of the situations for which people get tickets. Years later, I realized that he was right. All of us got tickets because our heads were not in the right place. We didn't care enough about what we were doing at the time. Had we been paying attention to driving safely, none of us would have been there. I'm willing to call this attitude. If just telling people to drive safely or to think about driving safely was all it took, the world would be a safer place. It didn't do it for me. The traffic ticket and some embarrassment helped for a while, but not for long enough. I started wondering what the right attitude is. What attitude can I have that would be sustainable? In the end, this was actually easy to figure out. The wrong attitude stares you in the face every day. Just do the opposite. You could ask people, can an accident happen to you, or will it always happen to other people? No one would take the wrong side of this argument. Everyone knows it can happen to them. Everyone says yes. It is the next question that's the real zinger. Then why on earth do you act like it can't? How can you drive with such apparent disregard for what can happen if you know it can actually happen to you? Huge numbers of people fall into this category. The answer is that they know it can happen to them, they just don't think it will. This is a bad attitude. Here's the opposite. Here is the attitude that has served me well, at least so far. You want to ride for a long time, hopefully years and years, hundreds of thousands of miles. What you should be thinking is that what happens in the long run will happen to you. Things that don't happen very often will happen to you. Weird combinations of circumstances will happen to you. Everything will happen to you. Your attitude should be, not only can an accident happen to me, but it will happen to me unless I stop it. If you were sloppy about something, looking for cross traffic, rolling through stop signs, watching your following distance, anything, no matter how small, then you need to believe that sooner or later it will bite you. It may be tomorrow, it may be years from now, but here are several things I know for sure. It will be too soon. It will not be at a good time. You will be very sorry, and you'll wish you had that moment back. You should be thinking that whenever it is that this happens, that moment will feel very much like this moment right now. And we all agree that this moment right now is not a good time to have an accident. So what do? Remember, this is a section about attitude. You want to take the attitude that it wants to happen to you, but you are there to stop it. You simply aren't going to give it a chance. It can't happen right now because you were watching out for it and you won't let it. If you are thinking these thoughts, your head is in the right place. You know how to do it. You know how to be a good defensive driver. You know your limits on the bike and the need to stay within them. All you have to do is keep your mind on the job. An accident will have a hard time happening if you are consciously watching for it right now. An accident can be prevented if that's what you were trying to do when it counts. And that's what you should be doing all the time. So don't be sloppy. Don't take chances. Don't let it bite you. Okay, when do we start? I know, it's obvious. If we have this grand plan to prevent accidents for the rest of our riding days, then by all means don't let one happen now. I already told you now is a bad time. One instant is all it takes. Don't let it be the next one. Don't give that instant up. I'm by no means perfect, but this is the attitude I try to have when I ride. The goal is to keep you alert and focused 100% of the time. Feel free to evaluate yourself and give yourself a grade. What grade do you have to have? What grade is passing? No one can answer that. Just do your best. If this thought process doesn't work for you, then be sure to find another. Being safe is good. Doing it well can and should be fun. If none of this sounds like you, remember, our accident statistics are already bad enough. And there you have it. Thank you one and all, however many of you there are, for watching this video. I hope it helps. If you liked it, please pay it forward. Thank you again. Happy trails. Take care.